Hello fellow brawlers, I'm Kairos Time and it is time to brawl. Today we're going to be answering the question, is this Brawl Stars update going to kill the game? And I'm going to be 100% completely honest with you guys on my thoughts and opinions. Hope you enjoy the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Before we get started, I wanted to give a huge shout out to Dreamin8bit for the amazing overlay and sick new banner on my YouTube channel. Make sure you guys go check her out. She does some fantastic fan art and a lot of stuff she puts on the Reddit community, which is fantastic. There's a link to her Twitter and also her art pages in the description below. Make sure you check her out, especially if you want some artwork done for yourself. Also, thanks to Prodigy and Please Don't for the high-level gameplay that they helped assist me with and for pushing my Poco. Let's go ahead and get into this. But before I tell you guys 100% what I honestly think about this update, I think it's important that you need to know some things about me, okay? So first of all, I read every single comment on my videos, and I know that a lot of you guys probably don't believe that, but I absolutely do. I try to respond when I can, but between grad school and family and creating more content, it can be really tough to do that sometimes. But I sincerely listen to your feedback, guys, both about my channel, but also about the game. So that's the first thing you need to know. Second of all, Supercell has no control over any of my opinions whatsoever. When I signed my non-disclosure agreement, I traded my right to give away sneak peek information from the dev build that I get until Supercell gives me the thumbs up on giving that out. Inside info and sneak peeks are the only thing I cannot talk about. Neither me nor any other YouTuber that has a dev build or any YouTuber that has gone to Finland for Brawl Talk or anything like that has any legal agreement saying that we cannot disclose our honest opinions with the community. So if you guys think that we're under that, some sort of contractual agreement, Supercell actually encourages us to be open with our feedback and how we feel, not only with the players, but also with them, okay? So that's really important. The last thing you need to know about me before we get started, I am an optimist, okay? Now, the way I see it, there are basically two kinds of people, okay? There's naive optimists, that's me, and pessimistic realists, okay? And most people are somewhere in between there, but tend to associate more with one of those than the other, being either naive optimist or pessimistic realist. Both types of people are actually really needed for society and really benefit change, okay? Optimists naturally find the good in things, but are a little bit more naive of the things that need to be improved, whereas realists naturally find the things that need to most naturally be improved, but also might be a little bit more negative than they need to be. That being said, when optimists and realists agree that something is good, like an update, that update is usually really good. On the flip side of things, when optimists and realists agree that something needs fixing, like an update, that update usually really needs fixing. Now let's actually get to the point of this video, my 100% open and honest opinion of this update. Not Supercell's opinion, not the community's opinion, my own opinion. Then once we're done there, I'm going to disclose whether or not I think Brawl Stars is going to die because of this update. We'll go and get started with the things that I really like about the update, and then move to the things that I really dislike about the update. Lastly, we'll go ahead and finish up with some changes that I think need to be implemented into the game to make it better for everyone, from new players to pro players. Now, when the update first was released, or when I first got the dev build, as an optimist, like always, I went into the update thinking, hey, this is gonna be awesome. I was really hopeful, I had an open mindset, and I've only been disappointed by Supercell a few times, so I only had reason to think that I was going to love the update, like I almost always love Supercell updates. Seriously, 90% of the time, they're amazing. First off, I am in love with the new interface, and I could not be happier with how aesthetically pleasing it looks, with the exception of maybe the gray in the band screen. Seriously, I wish that all the games that I play were this polished. It's amazing. Also, the fact that you can add friends via Facebook and share game rooms to them is a huge addition to the game. I was hoping for something like that, and it came, and I love it. Next, game progression, more simpler and easier to understand, and although I was really fine with the old system, I think that this is going to be overall better for new players. I think it is fantastic that iPad players and iPhone players now have the same exact field of vision. So fair, and I love that. I can't even tell you guys, seriously, as a piper on an iPad where I couldn't see where my shots were going, that was super frustrating because I knew that iPhone players were able to see me. Ugh, it was awful. Okay, now this next point's a little bit more controversial, But I gotta be honest, guys, like I said, 100% honesty, I really love horizontal gameplay, okay? I think that it allows for more strategy for the casual player that's not playing over voice. Pros, what they do, they play over voice so that their teammates can tell them if there's a Shelly hiding in that bush. Now, I don't have to rely on other people to tell me. I can see Shelly going into that bush myself so that I know that I truly messed up when I walked in front of her and she blasted me in the face. In addition, more field of vision allows people to have a better understanding of how their team is actually doing if they're paying attention to the map. You can see if teammates need help, or if you need to fall back because somebody's pushing on another side. I know that some people don't like it because you can't see shots fired all the way up vertically on those long-range brawlers, but I couldn't see shots fired all the way on Piper on iPad anyways, and now that I think it's equally fair, I think it's much better than it was in the past. In addition, long-range brawlers couldn't even see half of their shots fired to the left of or the right of them if they were in the center of the field. That made for some really awkward moments where I knew somebody was over there, and I knew I could take them out, but I didn't know where they were, so I was just kind of like shooting, like where are they? I don't know, like, oh, sweet, I hit him. Now, a lot of people are arguing that if the gameplay feels a lot more slow now that you're zoomed out, but honestly, I'll take the zoomed out perspective even if it feels slower than the zoomed in perspective where you couldn't even see if a brawler was directly to the right or to the left of you. P.S. That brawler that's directly to the left or the right of you, yeah, it's always a Shelly, and she's always ready to blast your face off. Now, there's another point that I see people making, and that is that horizontal games are worse for the casual player, right? Like, it's awkward to pull it out and stuff like that. To be honest, I was a Clash of Clans player, and I was a casual Clash of Clans player. Like, I wasn't doing YouTube or anything like that, and I was playing it for 3 years, and I still pulled it out at class, I still pulled it out at work, I pulled it out at restaurants, grocery stores, and everywhere else that I went, just to see if I got raided or to make more attacks. Seriously, guys, ask my wife, Lady Kairos. It bugged the heck out of her. Okay, guys, now, we talked about the stuff that I liked, right? It was good stuff. Remember what I said about optimists and realists agreeing on something being bad? That it turns out to, like, actually be bad? Yeah. Now it's, time to talk about that. Joystick to shoot. Yeah, I really tried to be an optimist about this. Like the naive optimist that I always am, I was convinced that all we really needed was to just get used to it. I just thought we needed time to get used to it. And I was even more convinced of that on day 1 of the update, where I had a 10-win streak playing Bounty with Rico, with randoms, because I had extra time to practice on the dev build before everyone else had it. Yeah, I'll take any advantage I can get. You guys know I need it. But as time has gone on, the more that I play it, the more that I think that joystick to shoot just is not good for the game. Tap to shoot is faster, it's more accurate, and it's easier to learn. When it comes to touchscreen devices, like, that's just as intuitive as it gets. Yeah, now some time has passed, and we're all kind of getting used to the joystick, and some people are making some really amazing plays with it. Even I'm getting semi-decent with it. But the learning curve for joystick to shoot or to aim is way higher than tap to shoot for new players to learn. And for this one reason alone, I don't think the joystick to shoot is good for the game. And I really think that tap to shoot needs to come back. Brawl Stars can only go global once. And once it goes global, everyone in the world is going to be playing it. If the controls are not easy to learn, and if people don't feel like they can make skilled shots fairly easily, lots of people are going to stop playing it. Now, as a YouTuber whose primary audience is Brawl Stars, I really want more people to stay playing it. So yeah, I think that tap is better than joystick. That being said, there are 2 perks to joystick to shoot, okay? First of all, the possibility of Bluetooth controller support. Just an idea, an OP idea. But another perk is the auto aim feature, which is the main reason why I think Supercell actually added joystick to shoot into the game. Now, why would they want to bring an auto aim feature into the game? The only reason I can think of them wanting to do so is to help newer players become more invested in the game. As things are right now, new players jump into the game, they do a couple of matches, and after they climb a bit, they start facing all these experienced players who have recently unlocked like a more rare brawler like Spike or Crow. The more experienced players can aim better, they can juke almost all of the shots these newer players are making, and it's extremely frustrating for these new players and discouraging for them to try and continue to play. I mean, it's not like when beta first opened up and literally everybody sucked, and so we just kind of all got better together. And one way to easily fix this is to add an auto aim feature that you just tap it and it automatically shoots directly at the closest enemy brawler within vision. This makes aiming less important and means that good positioning is going to matter more than skilled shots. It also decreases the steep learning curve that comes with the joystick to aim. Now, this is why I think that Supercell added auto aim into the game, but the more that I think about it, the more I think that the game will actually have more growth if auto shoot is actually removed from the game and other changes are implemented to help new players transition into the game. Here's why. First of all, it makes juking certain brawlers almost impossible once they get close to you. Yeah, I'm talking about that Shelly in the bush. Also, it feels way less rewarding to just tap an auto shoot button than it does to actually try and aim and make a skilled shot. Even when I'm trying to make that skilled shot and I still miss, I'm like, oh man, I gotta get better at this. Lastly, it just decreases the overall skill cap in the game, which makes top level gameplay less exciting to play, but also less exciting to watch. And this has a huge impact on competitive esports, which I know that Supercell is interested in. I mean, what was it, like millions of dollars spent on Clash Royale last year for competitive esports? You better believe they want that for Brawl Stars too. The more that I look at this auto aim feature, the more that I think that the cons just greatly outweigh the pros across all trophy levels. Okay, now we talked about what I like, talked about what I don't like. Now, let's get to that question, guys. Is this Brawl Stars update going to kill the game? And once again, being 100% completely honest with you guys, I really think this is going to depend on the community and what the community does. It's going to depend on what you decide to do. If you want this game to fail, here's exactly what you should do. First off, you should stop playing the game, and then you should go tell Supercell exactly how stupid you think they are and how you think their hard work is utter garbage. Hey, while we're at that, yeah, let's gather all of our friends and tell them to do the exact same thing. Seriously, if you want someone to fail in life, just constantly tell them how awful they are at everything. Doesn't matter how strong their determination is or how hard they work, eventually they're gonna break down and give in to that criticism. And if they don't give in, they're gonna get really good at ignoring you. Now, I, for one, don't want Supercell to ignore us. I want them to listen to us, and I am passionate about making Brawl Stars the most amazing game it can be. And if you're like me and you love the game and you want it to succeed, here's exactly what you need to do. First of all, keep playing the game. If you stop playing the game, you can't give constructive feedback. So play the game and find all of the things that you dislike about it. In the science of promoting change, this is called identifying a need. Yeah, I just made up the term science of promoting change. Once you've identified that need, then come up with the most creative and well thought idea backed by logic to try and improve those things you dislike. In the science of promoting change, this is called a suggestion. Now, after you have those suggestions, without any of the unnecessary criticism that I mentioned earlier, share them with the Brawl Stars community. Share your suggestions on Reddit, and if other people like your suggestion, they will upvote it, and Supercell will see it. They are always looking for feedback on Reddit. Share your suggestions on my channel. Remember how I read every comment on my channel? And remember how I have a means of communication with the Brawl Stars team? And remember how there are other Brawl Stars YouTubers who have a dev build and are also consistently creating Brawl Stars content, like Lex, Coach Corey, Chicken, Ark, and many others. Yeah, guys, put your feedback on our channels, and that's one way to promote change as well. If enough people come up with creative and well thought out suggestions for improvement without the unnecessary criticism, believe me guys, Supercell will listen. They've done it in the past, and they're going to keep on doing it in the future. I know this might come as a secret to some of you guys, but they want this game to succeed just as much as you and I do. And their families kind of depend on the success of the game, so probably more. For the rest of this video, I'm gonna do exactly what I just told you guys to do, okay? I have identified the problem, and now I'm gonna give you guys my suggestions. Yeah, I don't know why I said it like that. It must be the science of promoting change. Now, these suggestions here are gonna focus on new players and skilled players alike. First, starting with the auto aim, okay? I think it either needs to be removed for the game or it needs to be nerfed enough that skilled players will not benefit from using it. I really like the idea of removing it from the game so that brawlers like Shelly and Bull don't have to get nerfed a ton. Right now they're kind of choking the meta, or they're eating its face, or doing other mean things to the meta. For a lot of the reasons why I mentioned earlier, this is going to greatly improve the gameplay for dedicated and skilled players. And also help promote a very competitive esports scene in the future when spectating is a thing. Let's go ahead and talk about tap to shoot, okay? So if auto aim is gone, tap to shoot needs to come back just like it used to be. It's more accurate, it's more intuitive for a touchscreen game, and has a much easier learning curve for new players to get used to. Now, if tap to shoot is back and auto aim is no longer a thing, I think it's safe to say that most people are not going to be playing joystick to shoot at all. Therefore, I think that Supercell should just get rid of it unless they have any plans of adding Bluetooth controller capabilities in the future. Seriously, guys, it'd be OP. Actually, it might actually be OP. Okay, maybe they shouldn't do that? Okay, maybe they should do it. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. Now let's go ahead and talk about suggestions to make this game easier to pick up for new players. This first suggestion is by Seraph AAA on Reddit. He posted just a longer tutorial with more than one brawler that reviews all the game modes and how to play them, including a tutorial that quickly does a rundown on the UI, brawl boxes, bans, friends, events, etc. I actually really like this idea a lot. The current tutorial is basically just one little thing showing you how to move Shelly and blasting a bull, and then a couple of bulls, and then some dynamites. And then after that, you jump into one either bounty or smash and grab map playing Shelly. New players already unlock the common brawlers really quickly, so I think it would only make sense for them to unlock Shelly for the controls tutorial, unlock Nita for a gem grab tutorial, unlock Colt for a bounty tutorial, Dynamite for heist, El Primo in Brawl Ball, and then your choice for Showdown, or maybe a new common brawler for Showdown. That way these new players, they get an arsenal of new brawlers without feeling like it's too grindy at the very beginning, that they can try all these different brawlers and kind of quickly get into the game while starting to understand the mechanics of different types of brawlers, like shotgunners, like Shelly, close range brawlers like El Primo, long range brawlers like Colt, control brawlers like Nita, and thrower brawlers like Dynamite. By the time they finish this tutorial, they would have played 5 different games with 5 different types of brawlers, and I don't know about you guys, but that sounds like a blast to me. And the next thing I think that they should really do to try and make the game easier to pick up for new players is include total trophies in the matchmaking algorithm. As things are right now, total trophies does influence things when brawlers very first start out the game, but when I say that, I'm talking about like brand new players. Soon after that part of the algorithm is removed, and it's very easy for them to start facing these much more skilled players that just unlock Spike or Crow and are just going to obliterate them. Including total trophies into the matchmaking algorithm across the board is not only going to make it better for newer players, but it's also going to be more fair for players all around anyways. Yeah, Supercell, I know that it's going to be a headache for you to figure out, but I believe in you. I believe in you. The next thing I think they need to do is make it so that the amount of trophies that you gain or lose depends on the level of skill that your opponents were at, whether they're higher or lower than you. Right now, I have brawlers that are close up to 400, and I'll face people that are over 600 trophies and still lose 5. And if I beat them, I'll only gain 5. Now, I recognize that this problem is not going to be as much of an issue after the global release, but it's still going to happen at some point in the ladder. Okay guys, those are my suggestions, and I will let you know that Supercell is already looking to improve the game. They've heard our feedback, and in a recent update post, they said, first of all, landscape mode is here to stay, which I'm actually happy about that, but that they plan to optimize and improve controls. They're going to improve the maps to be better for landscape. They're going to create new maps. They're going to rebalance brawlers whose effectiveness has been impaired because of this update, and try to focus on improving the overall gaming experience. They're doing this now, which means that now is a time to let them know in a constructive and positive manner what you want to see in the future of Brawl Stars. Seriously guys, let's rise up to this opportunity to positively influence the game as a community and flood them with suggestions for improvement. Even if they don't do exactly what I suggested that they do, they might do something that you suggest to do. So don't hold back. Let's show them how passionate about making Brawl Stars the best game ever we are. And bring back tap! Bring back tap! Yeah. Make the game better! Make the game better! And bring back tap! And get rid of auto aim while you're at it! Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do love you guys. I really appreciate your feedback, and you guys are fantastic. For now, this is Kairos Time ticking by, and we will see you in the arena.